Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are testing Legionary Cavalry in the How Good Is test series, and I have to admit that this is actually already the third attempt in this battle, so the Eastern Infantries are kind of wrecking our cavalry units in this one. And I guess this is one of the last opportunities that Legionary Cavalry has to prove itself. So let's hope they can deliver. Okay, at least that was good. And not too many survivors, they are not going to rally. Okay, since those did break, let's hunt them down as well and see if we could catch these guys as well. It's kind of funny how really small things can make a big difference in these. And now those are breaking as well. Okay, great. They are wavering, so perhaps we could wipe them out as well. Or is this the point where things go south? Yeah, I think especially you are overstaying your welcome over there. So let's get out of here. Did the other one break as well? Yeah, they did. So perhaps you could, while getting out of there, could inflict some damage on them as well. Hey, run, 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 run. And I think we have a new target over there. Or perhaps even here as these guys are running this way. Oh, you don't go that way. Okay, breaking. Let's see if we can break the second one as well. Breaking, but now it's time to pull back. I'm not really sure. Are we doing just badly over here? I mean, it's probably going to be a victory, but a way worse victory than I was kind of aiming for. Okay, so let's deal with some of these guys first. Make sure they are not rallying. And then I guess these are the next target. Except those guys are running to blockade us or block us. Winded and tired. It might be that these will rally unless we do something about that. Shaken and very tired. And they should break. Great, we have 2 units over there. So perhaps we should leave these 2. Okay, one of them is pulling back. Okay. I was worried for a moment that the charge was too bad over there, but apparently the Eastern infantries didn't notice that. So I think we could get you into position for the next phase. And there they come. Get away. You guys get into position of there. And you can begin to charge. And okay, we caught the enemy general. And those are routing, and it's a victory. Perhaps not as clean as I was hoping for, but victory nonetheless. So let's see how we will fare against the Urban Cohorts. The bodyguard is clearly drawing 2 of the enemy units after itself. So that's good. You can begin to go. You can begin to go. And I think you can go as well. Okay, they are switching orientation. And they are breaking. Great. So we have another unit heading this way. I think it's time to rinse and repeat. Get away, get away, get away. They're reloading. Is the general unit actually running? It might be. Time for you guys to begin to charge as well. Okay, now you are colliding with each other. Try to get a bit of different angles for the charge. Not then. Okay. They are being beaten. This seems to be so much easier against Urban Cohorts than against even the weakest spearmen. And I think you can... Okay, you may not begin to charge quite just yet. You may begin to charge, you may begin to charge. We want you to keep these guys occupied for a while. You may charge. And you form up to do, hopefully, the last needed charge. And here we go. Are they starting to reload? No, they are not. Okay. Time to pull back. Back, back. Okay, and nice enough victory.
The gods have favored you. The enemy are destroyed. Your victory is complete.
Nice amount of casualties inflicted. Okay, this should be relatively straightforward. Okay, that was quick.
Rome demands victory from her generals, and this day is clearly our victory.
And nice performance. Okay, this should be the strong suit for our cavalry. Let's see how we will fare. They are actually starting to fire this time. Okay, fair enough.
To fill the heart of the enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward.
Okay, and these guys are actually putting up... Okay, not that much.
Rome demands victory from her generals,
Interestingly,
and
we
this
fared
day is
better against
clearly
cavalry than
our
against
victory.
missile weapons. This should be relatively difficult battle, but at the same time I think the wide formation should benefit us somewhat. We should be able to force the enemy next to a battle map border and then to force them into melee. Of course, that might be easier said than done, and perhaps that loose formation might have been better to prevent casualties, but at the same time, at least this cavalry unit did perform quite nicely, and now we can begin to help the other units. Guess we will be able to get those into corner, and these are forced into melee. Great. And these were forced into melee. So basically only 14, I think. This should be good enough for us. And that's it.
The gods be
Nice heavy cavalry.
all Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours.
So, another battle requiring Divided Impera, and it seems I'm almost dividing my own attention with that triple speed. So, actually attempt number 2, the Phalanx didn't break too fast, and thus they were able to turn and wreck one of my cavalry units. So, not nice things, these phalanxes against cavalry, if they hold long enough. But yeah, in order to beat them, I think we should have kind of a triangle formation around the enemy unit. And let's make sure that you will go far enough. Okay, they're actually coming back. But this over here will be our first target. And let's try to make sure that they are not turning too early at the very least. So come a bit closer. And they are beginning to turn. Okay, you guys get a bit closer. That's it. We have a second target over there. Another triangle. And I think one of the main reasons for issues in unit control is that I think in Rome Total War, especially in the original game, the units try to maintain the relative positions to each other. So if I order these guys just to run over there, then they will try to keep this triangle formation, unless I order them to go into some specific formation. And thus one of the units might try to just run through that hoplite unit even if I order them over there, because they are trying to maintain that relative position with each other. Okay, great. And I think you guys are ready for the general, and we need you to cause some distress over here. Perhaps we should try to wreck that first. So which way they are turning now? Kind of indecisiveness. Yeah, and that's just brutal when they get to lower the pikes against the cavalry unit. Okay, now it's the question, should I give another attempt for this one? But I think fighting against the pikes is always risky. And thus, as the results do reflect this one, because I think this will eventually be a victory, I think this is actually gives a bit more realistic image of the thing, or of the battle, than remaking this would give. And of course this is already a second attempt. So, well, feel free to complain in the comments if you think that Legionary Cavalry is being treated unfair over here. Okay, and that's it. Some casualties, but decent enough. I think that once again a good approach in this one is to try to knock out the enemy cavalry first. Because that will open up the enemy flank, and it seems they're actually coming to us. But that's very nice of you. Let's try to make sure that they are not coming back. I think we actually managed to do that. So I don't think we are able to actually catch that cavalry Auxilia. So it's time to focus on the infantry. They will come to us eventually. Where is the third? Over there, okay. So let's try to hit those archers. Okay, good. And then let's deal with the cavalry Auxilia. They did come to us. And I want you guys to chase down those archers. We don't want them to fire against us anymore. Some pillar flowing, not inflicting too much casualties, but it's one town watch and the Urban Cohort we need to worry about anymore. And since they all are fleeing in the same direction, I think we can make sure that, well, relatively easily make sure that they are not coming back. Okay, so much for that. Never mind. And if we could divide, yeah. And that's it for them. So the town watch is coming this way, the Urban Cohort is going that way. So basically, we want to deal with the town watch first. Because then it's only one Urban Cohort against 4 cavalry units. And that shouldn't go too well for the Urban Cohort, in any case. Okay, form up for the final part of this battle. Okay. I think it's time to begin to charge. You charge, and you charge as well. Okay? That's not good. You're getting too much to the rear. And that's it. Get away. Let the cowards flee. Or just wipe them out. Nice.
All Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours.
So, overall, the unit gets from battles a total of 647 points out of 700, which is really impressive. Once again, I'm forgetting how good cavalry actually is in Rome Total War, so that's nice. Regarding the requirements, the unit costs 790. So that's 24 points out of 50. The upkeep is 190 per turn per unit, so that's 55 points out of 150. The requirements are settlement tier 4 stables, and also Marian reforms are required, so those tier 4 stables are 35 points and 10-point penalty because of Marian reforms required. The training time is 2 turns, that's 50 points. And the total from requirements is 154 points, including that minus 10 from Marian reforms, and that's out of 400. So clearly the requirements are rather high for this unit. And overall the score is 801 points out of 1100. Clearly the unit is among the better units, but not quite among the best ones. So regarding the verdict, the unit feels really flexible in battle. There seems to be pretty much no situation where you cannot achieve something with them with intensive enough micro. Of course, spears and phalanxes can cause them some issues. But overall, really nice. The main complaint I have about the unit is the relatively high price, upkeep, and 2 turns to recruit. So it's clearly a relatively late game unit, and it shows in the pricing and requirements, etc, etc. But otherwise, I mean, you can pretty much use them against everything. But that's my view of the unit. Do you agree or disagree? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, and very special thanks to existing channel members Napoleon Complex, Kosakusar, Mark Anthony, Blue Eye Wolf. Your support is greatly treasured. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.